Okay, we have a bit of a breaking news here. The Home Minister of India, Amit Shah, has declared only a couple of hours ago that CAA, which is Citizenship Amendment Act, will be implemented in India before 2024 elections. This is really a breaking news, and I'm going to explain what has this to do with antinatalism, if at all. One thing, 2024 elections in India are due. They would be happening somewhere around the months of April, May, June, somewhere like that. And the Home Minister of India, the current Home Minister of India, has declared that CAA would be implemented before those elections, which is like just in few months now, a couple of months. What has this to do with antinatalism? So, Citizenship Amendment Act (CAA) was a law brought by the BJP government, the ruling government of India, in 2019. According to this law, the minority religious people from the countries of Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Afghanistan, the surrounding countries, neighboring countries of India, who are minority religious people who were persecuted because of their minority religious status. Of the religions like Hindu, Jain, Buddha, and Christian, they could apply for citizenship in India as an asylum seeker, as a refugee. That was the law for which this was meant for. There was a lot of opposition to this. Now, why would there be opposition? In principle, this is discrimination based on the religion. That is there. But there is a more historical context to it. So, all it started was with NRC, which is a National Register of Citizens. This is a large register which the government wants to maintain, which is the register of all the citizens and their identities. And based on that, the government would float out different government schemes. Now, the point of contention was who to include in this NRC and who to not include in this NRC. The reason for that was that many people from the border states, border countries, have come into India for various different reasons, and they may not necessarily be legal. So there are some illegal immigrants. So there was a problem of regularizing them, legalizing them, or if not, then deporting them. And these are large numbers. These are generally poor people of different religions, including Muslims and other religions. They come from countries like Bangladesh, like Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and so on. So if we have to include them in National Register of Citizens, then we have to give them Indian citizenship. The problem was that how do we decide who to give the citizenship to? What illegal immigrants we need to consider as legal from going forward henceforth, and to whom we need to deport. The government, which has been ruling India since 2014, since almost 10 years now, is a right-wing Hindu nationalist government of the party called Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. And their grand vision of India is to make India a Hindu Rashtra. So from that perspective, they had the law in NRC that only those illegal immigrants who are of Hindu religion, they wanted them to be included in NRC, but that is blatantly a discrimination based on religion. So they came up with this CAA law, according to which, because you were a religious minority in your parent countries, you are now given an asylum. But if you are a Muslim, obviously by definition, then you would not be given an asylum. And this sounds like in CAA then is like a law which gives citizens rather than takes citizenship off from certain people. That is also one of the complaints by many liberals who are protesting against this law, saying that based on religion, you're discriminating and taking citizenship away. The government's clarification has been that no, this is about giving citizenship, but we are only going to give citizenship to people who are persecuted as religious minorities in other people. So we're actually doing a nobler cause. Whereas in fact, it is to give a backdoor entry for those who are not Muslims who are coming illegally into this country. This backdoor entry equation, this backdoor entry phenomenon has been explained in the BBC documentary on Narendra Modi. It's 2-part documentary, and that is from where I am saying that this is some sort of a loophole created as a law by the government to include all other religions except Muslims who are illegally coming into the country. The whole country is divided on this, whether CAA is a good law or not a good law. I don't hold specific position on it from philosophical point of view, but that is a position the law is. It is about giving citizenship to illegal asylum seekers from these neighboring countries who are of minority religious status. That is what the law is on its face value. What has this to do with antinatalism? India is the most populous country in the world today. The paradox is India has not done its census since 2011. India used to do decadal census since 1881 until 2011. Every 10 years, it did its census. That happened even during World War II, and when it was under British Raj. Even during wars with Pakistan in 1971, the census was done. In the census, which was supposed to happen in 2021, was delayed in the name of COVID, and then later on, it's just getting delayed without any reason. The government doesn't even feel obliged to give any reason to delay the census to its citizens. Many have thought about the reasons why they are delaying this, and one of the reasons put forth is a speculation is that this controversy around CAA and NRC, when these laws were brought up in 2019, there were very strong and very large protests all across country against these laws because it was thought they are against discrimination against religion. And so these laws now put a block in place about how to define who is the citizen of India and who is not. If that is not defined, you can't do the census. And if you pass these laws and implement them, there's a possibility of a large protest, which will be a trouble for government. So all in all, the government kept on pushing the can and kept on delaying the census. It has still been delayed. The census of 2021 has still not happened, and it will still not happen until probably by end of 2024. Maybe at the end of 2024 it will happen. So 4 years of delay in a census which is supposed to happen every 10 years. That is the relationship of this CAA law to the census. This then relates to the population of India, which ultimately relates to the question of birth rates and antinatalism. And that is why, from antinatalist point of view and from India's point of view, this is a big breaking news that Home Minister of the country is promising that implementation of CAA will be done before the elections of 2024, which are supposed to happen mid-2024. If it is really done, no matter what your political positions about CAA. But if it is really done, I hope then a big stumbling block to conduct census is removed, and then we proceed to do the census of the most populous country in this world. I hope that happens. Thank you.